Hi, good morning. I'm glad you're here. I'm Pastor Sherilyn, and we're here at Christ Lutheran Church in the Godly Playroom. Do you feel ready for a story? I'm glad you came back this week because I have one for you. You feel ready? Let's begin. Oh, I was wondering, I had a question before we began. What is the biggest present you've ever gotten? The biggest. Oh, a Nerf ball? A bicycle? That's pretty big. That would be hard to wrap. A puppy. Well, a puppy's different. A puppy is a living present. That's amazing. Yeah. Sometimes gifts are so big we can't see the edges of them. They're so big, the edges are out beyond our view. We can't even see them at all because they're such big gifts. Sometimes we have to go back all the way to the beginning to remember the gift or to even see it. Like here. In the beginning, there was nothing except maybe God's great big smile. And on the first day, God gave us the gift of light. Now, I'm not just talking about the light in one candle or the light in the light bulbs. I'm talking about all light everywhere. And God looked upon the gift of light and God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the first day. On the second day, God gave us the gift of water. I'm not just talking about the water that you might drink in a cup, or even the water in the San Gabriel River or Lake Georgetown. I'm talking about all water everywhere. And God put a dome in the sky called the firmament to hold the waters above from the waters below. And God looked upon the water and God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the second day. On the third day, God gave us the gift of the dry land. He separated the waters from the dry land, and on the land, He set forth green and growing things to grow and grow. And they did. God looked at the dry land and the green and growing things, and God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the third day. On the fourth day, God gave us the gift of the great lights that rule the sky. The sun by day, and the moon and the stars by night. And the sun and the moon and the stars gave us an ordering of our days that helped us tell time. And God looked upon the great lights that rule the sky, and God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the fourth day. On the fifth day, God gave us the creatures that fly in the air and the creatures that swim in the water. I'm not just talking about just birds, but all flying creatures. And I'm not just talking about just fish, all swimming creatures that fly in the air and swim in the water. And God looked upon these creatures and God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the fifth day. On the sixth day, God gave us the gift of the creatures that walk on the land. Now, they might walk on 2 legs, or 4 legs, or 100 legs, but all creatures that walk on dry land, God gave us that gift on the 6th day. And on this day, God looked upon that gift of creatures that walk on the dry land and said, "It is very, very good." And that was the end of the 6th day. On the 7th day, God looked back at all the other gifts God had created, and God rested. And so God gave us the gift of rest and reflection and thanksgiving for all the other gifts. For some people, that may look like a cross on Sunday morning. For some people, it may look like 2 candles. For some people, it may just be going up to a high mountain and looking out at all of God's majesty. I don't know what that looks like for you, what your day of rest and reflection and thanksgiving looks like for all of God's gifts. But I'm glad to be a part of it. Now, I wonder, what is your favorite part of this story? What is your favorite day? I wonder which of these gifts is the most important. I wonder which day is especially about you. Which of these gifts is especially about you? I wonder if there's anything here we could take away and still have all that we need. Now, some of you have probably heard in science class a story like this. How is this one different, and what does it mean for us? How does it work for us? And do you see a pattern like this? I wonder what that's all about. Well, I'm glad you have shared this time today, and I hope to see you next week. You can join us in person on Sunday morning at 9:15 here in the Godly Playroom, or also we will share this video of the story out to you next week as well. I hope to see you there, and blessings.